The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right. Good afternoon, traders. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the hump, the middle of the week. Welcome to the Tradespoon live trading room, stocks and options, closing bell. Doubling up today indeed, Fred. Lucky me. I get to hang out with you guys twice today. An embarrassment of riches. That's what I say. Good afternoon to you. Wonderful Wednesday, Dennis. Indeed. Hello, LK. Glad to know I've got some regulars in here with me. I hope you see my screen. Let me know if not. My name is Scott Beck. For those who don't know me, I'm the head trading coach here at Tradespoon. Sorry, I've got something not right on my screen. Okay, here we go. Here's my background. Trading for a while, teaching for a while. Here are the disclosures. Sorry, I've got one trade I'm taking care of. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's get going. Yeah, it's an interesting day today, isn't it? That's for sure. Down 1.25%. So it started bad, got worse. Down 1.25 on the S&P, 0.9% on the Dow, just under 2% on the NASDAQ, really kind of getting squeezed. And the Russell 2000 down 1.25%. Still just kind of the news is the credit downgrade. We talked a little bit about it. And ultimately, what I would say is it's going to have a little bit of pain in the short term, but ultimately it's unlikely to have a lasting impact on the market. We've seen this before. We've been here before. So yeah, I be honest with you, I've been expecting us to see more of a consolidation anyways. So this is not I would say unexpected. I don't think we expected this to be the catalyst or the reason, right? That was unexpected. But I think we would have started to pull back in this manner regardless. Okay. That's really about it for the news. If you look around, credit downgrade doesn't implode. Fitch's downgrade, credit downgrade. That's all anyone's talking about. What we'll look at is we'll look at the volume. We'll certainly look at the VIX, and we'll see. But as far as that goes, market losses deepen. NASDAQ's down 2-3. Now we're only down 2, so it's come back. Economic calendar. What do we have going on? So we had ADP. We chatted about it this morning. Once again, ADP's numbers were unreliable. Unreliable to say the least. There wasn't much there. Yeah. Additionally, tomorrow we'll have jobless claims, not expecting much. Factory orders are supposed to be up. Productivity is supposed to be up. Those are two good things. So as long as we keep seeing some favorable economic news, I think that we're going to be okay. However, we'll talk about it in a second. The cyclical chart. The cyclical chart will show us why the concern exists and what we're going to do about it. Let's get to, oh, I thought I had it up. Sorry, let me get the model back up here. Forecast toolbox. Let me just get this ready too. The model was expecting us to drop, maybe not this much this fast. It's bullish overall, like me. It's a bit neutral overall, neutral to potentially expecting a pullback, just like me. Yeah, let's go on. Let's look at the others. QQQ. Okay. QQQ a bit more negative. Mostly selling off. But when we look at the Dow and the Russell, both still looking a bit more favorably. And we'll see what that looks like. Flat on the Russell. This is my concern. I have been very happy with the influence that the cyclical chart has had basically since this bottom. Even before the correlation was as high as it was, I'm like, this thing is moving lockstep. These things have been moving almost identically. Pullbacks at the same time, rallies at the same time. What is it saying here? That's the concern. And then we might get a bump here and then a little bit more concern here. So yeah, this has me, especially after we had this bullish with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows. So yeah, when I have 5 trading windows in a row, I start thinking, yeah, maybe it's the time, maybe it's the summer I spent studying Elliott wave theory, but it's those down waves that I'm a little bit concerned about coming here. So I'm not gonna say to you I'm bearish because of this. I'm not. My posture, and if you want to see my posture, I'll pull it up. If anyone is curious, my posture is bullish, fully bullish. Okay. So my long-term trend still bullish, short-term dropped a titch, volume still bullish, major market still bullish, sector rotation still bullish, VIX still bullish. Let's go talk about that. Let's bring it up. Let's get the SPY. Now, you guys know I'm obsessed with highs and lows, higher highs, higher lows. This was a pullback, and I traded it as it turned. So theoretically, that's a low. But in the bigger picture, I'm not like, oh, we've broken that, now I'm bearish. I am going to say, hey, that's more than was expected. It does look like it is going to come with increased volume. Okay, we have 60 million out of 70 million with 45 minutes left. There's a good chance that we do. Am I still willing to trade? Yeah, because the bigger picture trend, I think, looks more like this. So that's still in place as far as that goes. So I would still be willing to trade bullishly out of that because why? Well, because I am still bullish, as you can see, 5.5. However, I would expect there's a chance that this drops a little. Volume could drop a little. I could lose a quarter point here, quarter point here, quarter point here, half a point, 3/4 of a point. I'm going to be a little more cautious, but I'm still going to trade bullishly. If I drop a point or a point and a quarter or a point and a half, I'm going to be like, oh, that's not good, right? So I'm certainly, and I've said this many times over the last few weeks, especially, the more bullish I am, the more I look for potential disruptions and reasons that the story's changed. Yeah, this is concerning. Absolutely. Am I like, oh shit, sky's falling, I'm bearish? Nope. Overall, still fine. I'm just going to be a little more prudent over the next week or so and making sure that I do as I need to do. Okay. Okay. What else? What else? The VIX. So now let's get a quiz and then we'll move on. Let's get a quiz first and then we'll move on. Yeah, we're right near the lows. Who's feeling bearish today? I'm going to give the bears the bottom. If you want to be a C, you're down here. B in the middle. So above 451, you're an A. Between, we'll call it 450. Actually, I'm going to draw that just a titch lower. 450. So you've got $1 range here and the B's. $1. A, you think it's going to rally. B, you think it's going to settle near the bottom. C, you think it's going to break the bottom. Martinez first says C. Dennis is a B. Jacques is a B. This is a tough one. I'm going to go for the rally. LK is a B. I'm going to say A. Oh, Terrence, right at the same time. Jinx. Terrence and I are going with the A. We think it's going to, all of a sudden, it's going to catch a little fire and come back. 451.40. That's my, that's too late. I already did. Yo me a Coke. Brad is a B. It's just a Coke, Jinx. Nothing major. You don't got to worry. I do have strong voodoo if I needed it, but nah, it's simple. C for Fred. Let's see what Stella thinks. Here we go. S P Y. I feel like everything is running a little slow today, so bear with me. Oh, Stella's a C. 4 o'clock. Oh, maybe not 4 o'clock. 4:50. Nope. Stella's a B. She says it's going to drop and then come back. All right. Fair enough. Doesn't look to be too far off at this point, I would say. So, yeah. Let's see. Anybody else? That's it. Brad's a B. And did I say Fred? Fred's a C. Got it. Let me erase this and we will move on. All right, let's go. Why can't I delete this? There we go. Let's get back out and look at the VIX. I'll tell you this. I have zero expectation of trading today. Ooh, look at that spike. No, Jacques asked what I was about to talk about. I have no hedges on, Jacques. There was no cause. Not from my signals, right? Back here, we got a head signal, higher low, before this. Didn't last long. Could have squeezed a little profit out of it. We came back, and at this point, I mean, look at this basing pattern here, right? We've just been stuck. This was not a higher low. This is a higher high, though. Oh, I'm sorry. You said, am I watching for a new higher low for hedging? The answer to that question is 100% unequivocally yes. Oui. Mais bien sûr. But of course, it's broken out. Whatever it does here for a little bit, I'm concerned that it's going to pop back down. That will be, and that's not going to be hedged. That's speculative. I'm out. I don't really have anything bullish on. I closed everything. Luckily, right? Closed some on Friday. Closed some last week on that bearish engulfing on that white candle that I'm pointing to over here. When the S&P engulfed, I shut a couple things down. Took a loss. Ended up watching it get a little better, but still, I'm out. I don't have any bulls in place. I shut the rest of them down. Anything that was still open, I closed earlier today. And so if this pulls back, as it starts to pull back, am I willing to put a bullish trade on as bullish trades start bouncing? Yes. How many? Less. I'm going to have less risk because this is occurring on a breakout. It's telling me, hey, yeah, it's going to give us a signal, but that signal is a little bit more cautionary. So I'm going to trade it a little bit more cautionary. However, if, as Jacques says, it pulls back and creates this higher low, 100%, 5 weeks out, 5% out of the money, with an expectation that the first move is likely to come up if we do get the escalation. Freehand line. That was all me. Here. And then what? And then if it continues and this turns into a correction, I would expect it to pull back and give me another one up to here. Remember, we tend to see this type of a expanding escalation. So I should have two opportunities. And if I get this second one, it's not going to just be an SPY trade. I'm going to be looking for a couple of bearish trades to go with it. If we're going to get a correction and I'm seeing it developing, I'm going to be ready to put a little on, try to make some money and be done with it. Now, if that happens, think about where that puts us. That puts us into September, maybe the middle of September. And then what? Then I look for it to stabilize, bottom out, and create a new bullish wave of momentum. October, November, December. Why am I thinking that? Am I just predicting the weather? Nope. Remember that comes from here. One dip, second dip, recovery. And we need to see it. I said this morning if you were here, but if you weren't, we need to see that developing in advance, because the first and usually second pop coming out of a correction tend to be the strongest. Then it starts to settle down a little bit, right? Then it starts to settle down a little bit, and it yeah, and then it tends to rally, and I want to take advantage of that rally. Okay, let's get to the watch list. Let us advance into the watch list. And my answer to the last question, Jacques, do I have hedges from before? No. In fact, there was a few people who took profits on their hedges when I held mine, and they probably made a little bit of money where I held mine. I mean, I followed my rules, but I held mine a little longer and ended up taking a small loss on mine. So as far as that goes, I haven't had any hedges on. Do you? Does anybody? Has anybody done any hedging? If you did, great call. People ask me, well, does that mean you can't hedge or shouldn't hedge here? Look, when the VIX is at 13, especially around now, it's a good time. I mean, you can see now. I don't want to make a habit of buying hedges all the time. Like, oh, that's cheap. Let's just buy a hedge. I'm not trying to do that. But if there was something where you were like, maybe you had a few extra trades on and you wanted to protect it, you're probably doing great today. So I just absolutely believe that having a plan for hedging is a critical part of any risk management plan that you have in your trading plan. Okay, let's go look at what's going on today. Here's Apple. I got out of my Apple, which is good because now it's falling. Am I getting your text? I am now. I didn't see it before, Carmen. So Carmen is a B. I got you registered. You're in. Glad to have you. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Yeah, this is Apple just and there's a lot of these. And this also contributes to me thinking, well, the market's showing a little bit more weakness. It just didn't move much. We didn't get one of these that were 6-7 days with some strength right back here, like here, like here. We didn't get that. We got this little like squeaked out a move. Now we're taking out the low. That's concerning, especially as we get near earnings. So we'll see what earnings does. No way I'm going to trade that prior. Aflac had earnings, and it turned out great, although even then it's given some back. AI. If it can make a higher low, I liked that this broke out on some volume, but it's giving it back. It's giving it all right back. So be careful with that. AIG, I think AIG looks pretty reasonable. It's a bit of a grinder. If I could, I'd rather get into this off of Heiken-Ashi. Yeah, where maybe my stop is just down here, 60.05, $1.50. Can I make 3? Can this get to 64.50? I'm a little suspect. If I extend this line, I'm not getting to 65 until about here. Maybe you can get a 2-to-1 out of that. Maybe. I'm on the fence with that. AMAT pulling back. Great. I want to trade it. I would love to see it pull back all the way if possible. Here is Amazon. Amazon had a lower high. It's starting to drop. We'll see what earnings do, but a lot of charts are starting to show consolidation lines where I need it to pop out, come back, higher low. It could derail things. Well, it's August. It's August and September. So am I like, oh, this is what I think is going to happen next? No, in fact, if I thought about it, I would think it was going to do this one more time, then come back, then maybe it breaks out, then it pulls back, and then I have something to trade maybe out here. But not yet. Got to be patient. Got to be fluid. Be water, my friends. If it changes, you change. BLDR. I had a trade on BLDR. I shut it down yesterday prior to open. much worse off right now than it was yesterday. At one point, it was okay. I'm not looking for 1 points. I got what I wanted out of it. A little bit of a gain, nothing enormous. There haven't been any great trades this last little bit. Everything was just eking out some gains, trying to stay on top of the trend. BX, not much there, still down. If you notice some new symbols, where are my new symbols coming from? They're coming from financials. Yeah, they're coming from financials. So ultimately, financials still look pretty good. But we'll see. We'll see. John Deere. I actually like Deere. That I misspoke. I do still. This is one I am still in. And I don't love the way this looks, but I'm probably gonna just. I mean, I started with a stop down here. I was thinking I would raise it up. I'll probably keep it here and give it one more day. So 426 and change essentially. I like Deere. Nothing runs like a Deere. Look at these moves it's gotten. But I'm ready to. I don't need to hedge. I don't need to hedge if I have one trade on as far as that goes. But that's not going the way I want, obviously. The Dow, look at the Dow. Breaking down. Now that low is not that important to me, but it does exist. We are breaking down with some volume today. Yeah, so there you go. A lot of things have all of a sudden accelerated into this sell-off. We still have earnings coming up, so maybe they're selling the rumor. Maybe they'll buy the news. We'll see. We will see. Flex, still down. GLD, still down. IBM. Oh, why is it doing this? Come on. VIX high of day up 18%. The VIX is showing a little fear, isn't it? Without a doubt, it's showing some fear. I like this. I need it to pull back, and I'd trade it if it does, but not now. This is pulling back. It's got to slow down and let me in. Same with ICE. ICE, I'm unlikely to trade now because we're too close to earnings. It's coming out tomorrow before market. But it certainly has the ability to still recover after the earnings come out. I guess we'll see. ING collapsing a little bit. A lot of this is happening prior to earnings. Sell the rumor, buy the news? Maybe. We'll see. I don't know what time they come out on that one. IWM is actually still looking okay. It's still holding up. Right? Still holding up. JP Morgan, I like. If I had to say which are my favorite, financial stocks, I would say JP Morgan and Wells Fargo. We'll get there. Meta looks good still. I'm fine even if it closes the gap. But I would prefer maybe to find some support here around 305. I like it. I'm ready for another trade on it. I'd like to see it move into position. Morgan Stanley, nope. I thought it was going to stabilize. It's now right at the edge of where I would accept it, but we'll see what happens. MSFT breaking down, not with volume, but I told you already, Anytime I get this, this is now my consolidation. I don't care about what Microsoft does until it breaks that line. So if it sits like this and then does it again, eventually I'm looking for this to happen. And when it does, then I'm ready to take the trade. Okay. And there's plenty of these. MTG is viable. MTG is viable. Oh no, never mind. They haven't replaced those. They report earnings after market, so that I need to see it. I need to see it. Netflix seems to be on its own downward consolidation at this point. Now we got to be patient. Nvidia, sure glad I got rid of Nvidia. You had a 3-day window. A 3-day window to get out. Now it's down. I could still see this one stabilize right here at this level. If it holds, it holds. And we'll see what it does. Where was I? PHM. Still like PHM. PHM is setting up. Look at this trend. There's still opportunities for us. But if you're like, oh, the market's still great and bull, my posture didn't change yet. It probably will this week. But as of right now, my thought is I'm going to still be bullish, but I'm going to be a little less so, which means I'm going to be a little more selective, a little more cautious, a little less risky, a little bit more aggressive in how I manage the trade. That's it. Still going to trade bullishly though, right? So PLTR sold half yesterday, the other half today. Nice little catch. Looking for another trade to develop. Let me ask this. Room temperature. Everyone's gone a little quiet. What are you trading? Anyone take any trades new in the last day or two? Let me hear it. If you did. Everybody sleeping on me today? SLB, cash secured put. Okay. Microsoft down. Yeah. I love Microsoft, Martine. I want to trade it. I just can't right now. I don't like its consolidation. What else? RCL. Love it. John, better late than never indeed. WAL short put. Okay. I like it. I like it. That's selling those puts. You're taking advantage of that little pop, right? In the volatility. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Took a hedge with VIX over 16. All right. SMCI rolling over. Let's keep going. SPY. Oh, the sellers. The sellers. Terrence and I jinxed each other. It broke down. Oh, it might come back. The model was pretty spot on. Said it was going to break down, come back, and finish here in the middle of the range. That could happen. I could definitely see that happening. What else? SYF, another financial. Oh, let me get back. Still viable. A hedge is a hedge, but I've got a lot of bull. Okay, if you have a lot of bullish trades, then a hedge is absolutely necessary. Right? Absolutely. Okay. Tesla. SPX broken wing butterfly on the put side. A downside broken wing butterfly. Okay. In case it drops. Got it. Got it. What else? UPS. UPS actually doesn't look bad, but it's too close to earnings. Upstart looks phenomenally strong. Also close to earnings. I don't know. Maybe this will give us a chance. Not a lot to want to get into today, however. Let's see. Visa. Another one that's it's in this consolidation, right? A little bit too much selling, a little bit too little buying. We have this line coming down now. I mean, this thing could meander. Eventually, it has to break and hold. Break and hold. I'm in. Let's see. Here's the VIX now. VIX is still at or near the high for the day. We want to be careful about that. Let's keep going. No, not time to go long on the VIX. Not for me. Not yet. I mean, it could ease a little higher. I wouldn't expect it to get any higher than this range right now. If it's going to do it, I would think that it settles in, pulls back, then I'm going to look to go. Yeah. Okay. We're a bit digging. We're looking around. On Friday, John says, yeah, right now. I mean, this looks great. It's pulling back. Problem is, earnings are coming out tomorrow. We've got some big announcements tomorrow. So I feel like we're consolidating a bit on the news as we wait for Apple, Amazon, some other big ones. Tomorrow's a big earnings day. Little bit of economic news. Huge earnings day. It's going to be very, very impactful. Let's see. Come Friday, Apple, Amazon market direction determined. So we wait and see. That's about it. Here's the Wells Fargo. This is the other one I like. What else? Let me see here. Wells Fargo. Yeah, that's it. That's the watch list. Here's the XLs. Energy is up. Financial still looks good. Industrial still looks good, but certainly some concern. XLP has improved. XLU pulled back quite a bit. So I'm a little worried about how the sector rotation is going to come in. I'm a little concerned about how the sector rotation is going to come in this next week. There could be a little shift there. We could have a shift in volatility, volume. We might lose a point, which I'm going to still be bullish, but I'm going to be much less bullish. Stella shaping up to call it correctly. I'm not surprised. Here's XP. I still like XP. What is XP? I added this recently. Analyze economic data. No. Fundamentals. XP is, let's see. Technology, a Brazil-based holding company. They are a technology-driven platform provider of low-fee financial products and services. Okay. For investments, financial services, education, media. So it sounds like they do, like online banking without having the branches, which is okay. So I would say that's more financials, kind of a fintech company. Looks strong. I'm going to add that to my list with JP Morgan and Wells Fargo. I still like the way those look. That's definitely an up and coming market. Let's go back. I'm probably going to give you back some time today. We're just kind of watching and waiting and seeing what it looks like. So, let's see. Stella, spot on. Broke down, tested the low, came back. Oh my gosh, Stella nailed it. Yeah. Well, there's not going to be any trades. If anybody has one they want me to look at, certainly happy to. It's a Nate. We needed it above 451, Terrence, unfortunately. So it looks like the bees are going to win it. Now, if we sat around and yapped for 10 more minutes, maybe so, but I'm going to call it early. I'm going to let you give me a symbol if you want me to look at one. Otherwise, long day that lasts this past 15 minutes, maybe. Otherwise, I'm going to give it to the bees. John says he wants Gab. PLTR took profit, waiting for the pullback. Bam, right there. It's got earnings, so we'll see what happens. So there you go. Well, listen, if we sit around too long, we may decide to force a trade. we're going to call it early today. I'm going to give you 10 minutes back. We're going to pick up on Friday. Friday morning, we'll see everything that comes out, all the earnings, everything else. And we'll see where that puts us for our short-term direction. Is it looking for more consolidation? Is it bullish signals setting up, coming out of the consolidation? We're going to make sure that we figure that out. All right. Well, listen, everybody, it's great to see you. I got to see you twice today. I'm a little dry in the mouth from talking too much today. So I got to go get a drink, maybe take an afternoon nap. We'll see. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you on Friday morning. Take care. And as always, happy trading.